Technology, don't you love it? Okay, so far, okay, we've only talked about hourly income, right? A wage. But there are various ways of earning money, right? So there's piecework. We talked about tree planting. We talked about manufacturing, right? You get paid by the Apple, right? How does Apple get paid? The amount of phones they sell, right? Like it's piecework. Like big companies, they make money per item they sell. Commission. Who gets commission pay? Well, salespeople, right? It could be real estate agents and so forth. Then there could be a combination of sales, salary, and commission. Like if you go to, well, Visions claims that they don't have commission, right? The salespeople there, I think. Visions or Advance or is Best Buy still around? Still around? Future Shop is the one that shut down, right? That tells you I buy everything online these days. I don't even go to a store anymore. But some of those folks working there, they get commission. They get a portion of what they sell on top of their hourly wage. So that's something that we're going to talk about, okay? So let's go. The next empty spot is 24. So page 24. Okay, alternate ways of earning income. So far, we only dealt with hourly wages, comma, which is the most common way of earnings. Right? If you right, if the folks that own the vending machines, right, they get paid per cans that you buy, right, or pop drink or whatever bottles. Okay, so we're gonna alternate ways of earning an income. So there's piecework. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. You get paid a certain amount per item sold or produced, right? So in this case, gross pay would be pieces times dollar per piece, right? If it's piecework, then that's how you would find the gross pay in that particular case. Right? And so that's the first one we're going to talk about, but it's going to be all mixed. So piecework is there. That's how you find the gross pay there. But from this, right, we will call this piece here because I want it to have a name. We're going to call it a rate, okay? Because it's like dollars per something. So if you want to know how many pieces you've produced, you would just take the gross pay and divide it by the rate. If you want to know the rate, take the gross pay and divide it by the number of pieces. These are sub-formulas from the bigger one. And you notice that for gross pay, we had hours times wage. It's the same thing. It's just a different way of relating to that, right? So there it is. That should, if you need to remember that, put it on your study sheet. Commission, right? Usually how salespeople earn their income. Usually stated as a percentage. Usually stated as a percentage, comma. So we need to convert it to a decimal. So if you want to know the commission, sorry, again, my bad. In this case, the gross pay would be the sales in dollars. So let's say this person sold $25,000 worth of merchandise. You don't get 25,000, you get a portion of that, right? Times rate as a percentage. So it branches off. If you want to know, this has to be as a decimal, right? Convert to decimal. So if you want to know the sales, how much you've sold, sales in dollars, you take the gross pay and you divide it by the rate. If you want to know the commission rate, you would take the gross pay and divide it by sales. And you multiply it by 100. So these are your sub-formulas here. These are not on your formula sheet, so I'd say make sure you have them down. My highlighter is slowly losing its power. I'm going to freeze that there. Then we have salary plus commission. I'm going to scroll down a bit. I'm going to underline different ways, right? Salary plus commission. This usually pertains to salespeople or to a salesperson, right? That earn an hourly wage and get some commission pay based on sales. And why would you want that, right? This is when you're working, you're like, well, what if I don't sell a lot, right? Like, let's say whatever you're selling isn't going right now. You're guaranteed, like the company says, well, no, we'll pay you $15 an hour, and on top of that, we'll give you whatever you sell. So it's a bit of an incentive, right? So example, you earn $15.30 an hour and 3% on the sales you make. Okay. So how can you tell somebody's on commission? When they're really persistent. You go to a store and they just don't leave you alone, right? Have you been to a store like that? Right? If you felt that way, like if you go to the Brick, anybody been to the Brick or Dufresne or one of those furniture places? You go in there, within seconds, there's a guy right there or a lady, just like, hey, how can I help you? Like, right? They're trying to get you right in there. They're getting commission, right? So they want to sell you stuff so that they make more money. Okay, and Brick loves it because yes, they pay them more because of these sales, but they also sell more themselves, so it's a win-win. Okay, so that's that. What's the formula here? I will not give you a formula for this one because it's going to be a combo of hourly and commission. So you take the commission up here and you would add the hourly to it, right? And the last one is contract work. I'm gonna try to fit it here. Contract. You get paid a predetermined amount for a specific job. Okay? So the city will hire you and say, okay, who wants to pave this road for us, right? And so different companies will bid on it. And the lowest, I'm guessing the lowest price coming in will get the contract, and the city says, okay, we give you $100,000, you have to like pave this stretch of road. That's it. Like, you can't come back and say, hey, but it rained a lot, so we lost a lot of work. It's like, sorry, that's what you're gonna get paid, right? So it's predetermined and it's fixed, right? It is fixed. Can't change it, right? So that's in a nutshell, what this section is gonna cover. And we're almost to the end where you're gonna do the charts. We're gonna use those charts, okay? But before that, we have to talk about these. So I want to say something though, because it's important. Gross pay is always the gross pay. But if you're talking piecework, you want to follow, right, the number of pieces times the rate. If you're talking commission, you will take the sales. This could be millions, by the way. If you're a real estate agent, you could sell in a month over $1 million worth of houses, right? You sell 4 houses worth 250,000 each. You could have $1 million worth of sales at a certain rate, right? And then there's salary plus commission, which is a combination of, so, but it's always the gross pay still, okay? So you almost want to think of it as, if you want to go up here, this is piecework, right? This is the gross pay for piecework, and then this is the gross pay for commission, right? Because some students say they think they only need to have one gross pay formula. Well, they are all different, right? So you want to make sure you address that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go back to, where were we at? 18. Okay, we go back to 18, and at the top here we say, see page 24 for notes. Otherwise, you might not think of it right away. See page 24 for notes, so you know before you even start working through this or reading through it for an exam, you're like, okay, let's go to 24. Okay, that's a good review. Let's continue here. So I've done the first one for you already. Example 1. Okay, so write it down. Greg works as a tree planter, so you should already I told you already that tree planting is piecework, right? He gets paid $250, and it's for 45 seedlings a day. How much will he earn? There's a B part here, okay? So I'm going to cover it for now. I don't want you to see. I just want you to write down the first part. So don't write this down just now. I'm just gonna, I don't know if you forgot to press turn in. Okay, so Carter, Francis, Josiah, Camden. I know you're trying to get it in, Camden. Maybe try again. Jordan, Patrick, you talked to me. So like those 6, you can get it in as soon as possible. Okay. All right, so this formula, I took it from the notes, okay? This is also, we referred this, if you want to from now on, just refer to it as the rate, because that's what that is. It's dollars per piece, that's a rate. So that'd be as easy as that, folks. Sometimes you overthink it. But then B, right? Add B to it. If he earned $212.50 the next week, how many seedlings did he plant? So write that down. It's kind of trying to get you to use the other formulas. I don't know if you can go and if you want to look up the formula already. Okay. So to get pieces, we'll just take gross divided by rate. I will turn this into rate because that's what I've been talking about. So pieces would be 212.50 divided by 250. That's 85. However, if this is ever a decimal, you need to know you would have to round it to a whole number. Always a whole number. I should say always round to a whole number. Okay. Try that first example on your own. I'm fairly confident that you could figure that out. Try to do number 1 there. One, 2, and 3 before we go. Okay, so that's what you're gonna do, and we'll correct it tomorrow.